You'll never catch me. I went in and got my flu shot today, Christy, and I Instagrammed about it. And I wasn't going to go, I'm really sorry. I know not everyone agrees, but I got my flu shot today. No, I got my flu shot. Right. And that's how I feel. I try not to be too controversial on social media just because of what we do, because I care about people losing weight, not how people feel about my opinions. But there's no reason to apologize.
I'm Christy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening.
Welcome back to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Christy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer, and it's always a good day when Carrie Thompson can join me.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for letting me be here, Christy.
It is so much more fun, and it's easier when you're here. It's half the work. It's half the brain power. It's half everything for me. I can just transfer that to you.
But twice the fun.
Twice the fun, right? Yep. I get to laughing so hard on our podcast when I do. I mean, they're so much fun to listen to.
I listen to them every Wednesday and I talk to them as if I am right there. I'm like, yeah, totally. And then I'm like, see, I'm basically talking back to myself about a conversation that I already had.
Yeah, but I do the same thing. I don't know. I don't know if we're weird, but you know what it does for me to re-listen to the challenge videos or the podcasting or whatever? It strengthens my commitment to the Code Red lifestyle and just the proper human diet in general. It strengthens because we believe the foundational core beliefs, and every time I hear what we believe, it just completely solidifies it even further.
I agree 100%.
Today, you guys, we're talking about stop apologizing.
I'm sorry. Christy, I'm sorry for saying sorry about being sorry.
You guys, I actually had to talk to Carrie about this in her last evaluation. I think I did.
I was going to mention that. I was going to say, once there was a day when Christy gave me an employee evaluation, and on it was, the first one was quit touching your bangs. And the next thing was stop apologizing.
Yeah. And she reaches down from the top like this and flip. And it's funny.
It's because it looks funny.
She's
trying to fix them.
There's no, all right. Stop apologizing. And at first I was going to say this. I was going to call this podcast, Stop Apologizing About Your Weight Loss Journey. And Carrie said, people need to stop apologizing in general. So I said, let's just call this Stop Apologizing. So here's how this came about. I keep my finger on the pulse of Code Red by going through all the coaching groups on Facebook. I read the comments. I also stay connected on Instagram. I also stay connected on YouTube, really trying to keep my finger on the pulse of what the clients and the customers are thinking and feeling and saying and what they're going through. I mean, we've gone through this for years. But for some reason, it really just to the front of my mind. People are constantly apologizing for like their whole weight loss journey. So this one thing that brought this up that made me go, crap, I'm going to call Carrie and see if she can podcast with me on this subject. Is she said, like John and Sally invited my husband and I over for dinner tomorrow night, but it's not until 8 p.m. And she's having casseroles and rolls and biscuits and gravy and I don't know, whatever. It was all just totally not Code Red. It was garbage is what it was. Then she said, oh, so nervous, don't know what to do. I mean, it's later than my cutoff time. And what if she did it? And there were like 27 comments of people that were helping her with what she could say to the host. And it was like, you could say this, like, oh, I have a gluten allergy. Oh, it was a lie. It was a lot of lies. Like, how could we lie to the host so that it doesn't hurt her feelings? But the lady was absolutely she was torn up about this situation.
and probably called that hostess and was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And when we apologize, everyone listening, you take your own power away, Chrissy, don't you think? And you pull yourself down to a different level. Now, if you do something wrong, I think it's perfectly legitimate. Like if I were late to this appointment with Christy, I would say, hey, sorry I'm late. I was yelling at dogs. I'm here. That's legitimate. But if I'm like, sorry, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm wearing my grunt style t-shirt. I'm sorry. I didn't curl my hair all the way. It's just, it takes your own power away. Do you notice that?
Yeah, I think it's pathetic. I can't stand it. I think there's difference between there's a difference between a legitimate apology, like I just want to apologize for being late to our meeting. I just want to apologize for what I said the other day without thinking. It hurt your feelings, and man, that was totally wrong of me. I am so sorry. That I get it, but somebody who just constantly, oh, I'm sorry, and then they throw that out there like number one, it doesn't hold the power when they're constantly saying it. It's annoying, it's pathetic, and it takes the power. Why are you demeaning yourself constantly for no reason, especially when it comes to your weight loss?
Yes. And I even noticed, Christy, have you noticed this, that people almost apologize to other people because they have lost weight? Almost like, well, I'm really sorry. Like, wow, you really lost weight. Well, I know, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about it. And I've noticed this. It's just such an interesting paradigm. Now, from a former chronic apologizer, I don't know why I did it. I think it was kind of to fill the void. It was kind of to take up the space where it would otherwise be uncomfortable. I think that's sometimes the reason. For instance, hey, Carrie, can you bake 5 dozen cookies on Tuesday for Anne Marie's class? No. And just say no. No, I am going to be doing this, or that doesn't fit into my schedule. Or no, with no, you don't need to explain yourself.
Exactly.
Now, a lot of times I'll be like, no, I'm so sorry. I'm telling you. Okay, so Brandon's having surgery. I just got some new chickens. I have 4 turkeys in the garage. My niece is here and she has her 3 dogs, and then we have the puppies. No, just stop. You don't need to explain. You don't need to apologize. You just need to say what you're going to say and let it sit. Is it going to be uncomfortable sometimes? Yeah, it is. It's uncomfortable being late for a meeting and just saying sorry and then not filling up the space with a bunch of other crap. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And I think personally, when somebody who has a chronic apologizer like that, where it doesn't even need to be, but they do it anyway, I think it's a lack of confidence.
Yeah, I do too.
It's an insecurity. And I also think that they feel a little bit, we're talking to, when you've lost the weight, when you've lost, 86 pounds, and you're talking to someone who's still struggling with their weight, it makes you feel like you feel kind of bad. Like you don't want to make them feel bad. You don't feel bad about your weight, but you feel embarrassed for them, or you don't want to embarrass them. Wow, you've lost a lot of weight. Yes. You look good. Thank you. But what did we do? We shy away from it. Oh, oh, well, and then you just start blah, 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 blah. Instead of just stopping and saying thank you, you feel like it's somehow you don't want to hurt that person's feelings for still being overweight.
I think you're absolutely right. So I think that apologizing, the habit of being a chronic offender where apologizing is concerned, has a lot to do with your confidence. It has a lot to do with your inability to be okay with uncomfortable situations. And we did a podcast on this, didn't we?
Yeah,
I think we did do a podcast on that. If not, here it goes. Hi, welcome to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle.
Be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
There are going to be situations that are going to be uncomfortable. Recently, my husband had to tell a family member of ours something very uncomfortable, and he just had to do it. And he did it. And he's okay with things being uncomfortable. And Christy is very okay with things being uncomfortable. And you have to just sit with it. You just have to, it's kind of sometimes the reason that we self-medicate with food, because we don't want to sit with our feelings. We don't want to be okay with our feelings. We don't want to be okay with not apologizing. So we eat. It helps with the anxiety. But sometimes it's okay just to not say you're sorry. If you aren't sorry, then don't say it. The problem is it's like crying wolf, Christy. Then nobody believes you when you have a sincere apology to give.
Absolutely.
Nobody believes you.
So my last name is Nickel because I married Jason Nickel back in 2010. Jason Nickel, ex-husband, one of my ex-husbands, but the only one that was really a cool dude.
I hope we're not getting out lists. Because
believe me,
I got a notebook full here. No.
I think by the way, I got a sidebar and tell you that our cousin, Kyle Lawton, he was just posting on Instagram that Brianna and he just celebrated their 8th wedding anniversary. And I said, so I Instagrammed him. I did a DM to him. I said, 8 years already, brother. I said, I can't believe it's been so long. And I go, I think I was on my second marriage by then.
I knew you were going to say something like that. 8 years? Wow. They're such a cool couple.
This
That's
feels
really
like
cool.
So weird.
Well, it feels like Aunt Barbara was just spanking him with the yardstick. That's an inside joke, but it's true. Like I remember, man, that kid was rotten. He was rotten, that kid. And and Aunt Barbara used to get that yardstick off the top of the refrigerator and she'd chase him down.
If any of our cousins on our dad's side of the family are listening, please message us and say and back us up on this. Please.
Oh, they don't listen. They don't listen.
Yeah, Marcy might listen. I don't know.
Good.
Jason Nickel, his mom was Barbie Nickel. And Barbie Nickel used to say to me, of course, this was 20 years ago. I didn't truly appreciate Barbie Nickel. You know, we butted heads, but she had a lot of great wisdom for me. And she would try to teach me. She would say, just say to people, I'm sorry, that simply won't do. And I don't like that. I don't say that now, but she was right. I'm sorry, not even the I'm sorry part. That simply won't do. And she was so good about saying no. And of course you can do it and where it's not a rude way to do it, you know, and sometimes you're just kind of like, well, geez, you make it more awkward. Geez, like, you know, you don't have to make it more awkward. But boy, people are so uncomfortable with that uncomfortableness of saying no. They feel like they just have to explain themselves.
And apologize. Explain and apologize. Well, I can't, and I'm so sorry. I've got this kid sick. Just stop. Just say you can't. If you need to apologize, but there's no need to continue to justify yourself, because what happens is when you are a chronic apologizer, your credibility goes down while the apologies go up. So you have credibility, you have apologies. And as your credibility starts out pretty good and you start apologizing more, your credibility starts going down. Like, is she trying to hide something? Is he trying to hide something?
Oh, it's just dig yourself into a bigger hole.
Yes. Yeah. That'd be like if I got home from shopping and I was like, okay. I'm really sorry, but I mean, that's setting myself up for a whole argument with my husband. Like, don't be like, I bought this and he doesn't care. But I used to feel the need to have to justify all my purchases and apologize for my purchases to a former husband. So, you know, it gets really old and there's no reason to do that. Be who you are. Be sincere and don't feel the need to try to have to fill that uncomfortable void.
I think you just hit the nail on the head. Justify. I think that's the bigger underlining issue here. We feel the need to justify whatever our weight loss, our kids' behavior, our choice of not letting our kid stay at that neighbor's house. Our choice of jobs, our choice of partners. What did you say? Wow. Sorry.
No, wow, that's good.
I thought you were saying like now.
No, I said wow, like preach.
Yeah, preach, Christy. I think that's what it is we feel the need to justify our decision. Yes. And that usually comes with this horrible apology because we don't know what else to say. We're desperate. We're trying to get them to understand, you know, they're looking at us a certain way, which is digging. And by them looking and responding, that can make it worse or better or it's a mess. But justifying, we feel like we have to justify our decisions to people, and you don't know nobody, nothing.
No. And you know what I hate on Facebook, Christy? Well, I hate so many things.
Oh, me too.
But one of the things I hate on Facebook is this post. I'm sorry, but whoever's voting for Trump is an idiot. Or I'm sorry, but if you don't believe abortion should be legal, you're stupid. I'm sorry, but nobody should wear skinny jeans. Why are you saying you're sorry? Again, it automatically, no matter what the topic is, when I see an I'm sorry, but it automatically, for me, takes away the credibility of the person watching it, or I'm writing it. I'm just like, just say it. Vote for Trump. Just say it. I don't believe in abortion. Just say it. I'm anti-vax. I'm pro-vax. Whatever it is, just say it. You'll never catch me. I went in and got my flu shot today, Christy, and I Instagrammed about it. And I wasn't going to go, I'm really sorry. I know not everyone agrees, but I got my flu shot today. No, I got my flu shot. Right. And that's how I feel. I try not to be too controversial on social media just because of what we do, because I care about people losing weight, not how people feel about my opinions. But there's no reason to apologize.
I think that there's kind of a little bit of a form of apologizing, and it's saying, honestly, if I'm being honest, if you say those kind of things, if I'm being honest, honestly, I'm thinking I can't stand when people use the word honestly or to be honest or anything, because I'm thinking I assumed you were being honest. So why are you justifying, if I'm being honest, wait a minute, you weren't being honest before? Man, my old boxing coach, Tom, told me never say that during a TV interview. Always say the reality is blah, 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 blah. Yes. So when people say that, to be honest, I immediately, I'm always turned off by that. I can't stand it. Oh, because it's not necessary. It's not necessary to preface what you're saying, because we all think you're being honest. It is just an understood thing that you're being honest. So for you to have to preface something by saying, if I'm being honest, wait a minute, I thought you were being honest.
Wait a minute. That's something you think, Christy. I don't think that people are always being honest.
I assume they are.
Well, you're a better person than me. And Christy, I just want to say I'm really sorry about that. I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. I'm sorry.
I think that really our big, obviously we're in weight loss. We do Code Red and we run Code Red. And my biggest thing is, why on earth are people apologizing for their weight loss? Like, they did not apologize for consuming 2 medium pizzas and an entire box of cinnamon twists, washing it down with a Diet Coke, a 2-liter Diet Coke. They did not apologize for that before. They did not apologize by going to the Golden Corral buffet and being in there 2.5 hours. They didn't apologize for any of that. But now that they've taken their life back, their A1C is down under 5. Their waist is down under 32, 33 for a woman, under 40 for a man. Their blood pressure's down. They're off their CPAP. They're off their medications. All these things in their life, they're into a normal size gene. All these things in their lives have improved now. And now they're apologizing?
Yeah. And again, I don't know if I've always wondered this, because I'm trying to think about why I did it. Are they embarrassed about the progress they made? Are they ashamed that the other people aren't making the same progress? They just not know how to handle the compliments. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's that they're afraid of the other person feeling bad. Like rubbing it in their face, or by, or just sitting there eating a salad or drinking hot tea at dinner while everybody else is going face down in the endless pasta bowl at Olive Garden. And they're sitting there drinking their hot tea because they're not doing the endless pasta bowl. Pretty much nothing at Olive Garden is healthy. I used to work there. I know this. And so don't go there, but it's
salad
window. Even the salad, you got to be so careful with.
I know.
And so they are feeling like they feel bad about saying no, and that they feel like their willpower and their schedule and their resistance and their commitment is going to make the other person feel bad about their lack of. So
but that's on them.
But I know, and all of it's on the other person. But
I know.
We take it on ourselves.
You know what else I noticed that you and I don't suffer from, but I have noticed it with other people in weight loss, is this idea that if they go to a party and they don't have a drink, they're going to make somebody feel bad. I don't get that. Is it because we didn't grow up drinking? I don't get that. Like,
it's like you're going to hurt the feeling of the hostess.
Yeah, like, I have to have a seltzer. Right. You don't know it's not vodka. It's like, what is the deal? Like, why you care whether they think you're drinking or not? That must be a
They are
societal
bullies,
thing.
by the way. They are
Really?
bullies at parties. Yes. Now, nobody bullies me. And I know everybody, the first thing people think about is, well, because they know you're an ex-pro fighter. Believe me, hardly anybody really knows I'm an ex-pro fighter. It's the confidence I exude walking into a room. No host is going to turn to me and say, come on, Christy, have a drink. Seriously, you love Moscow mules. Let me just fix you up one. What's one drink? Nobody does that. Because when I say no, I mean it. No, thanks. I sure appreciate it. I look at the person in the eye. But adults are bullies to other adults who choose not to drink.
Wow. And you've never said, I'm really sorry. I have to get up early and I'm not much of a drinker. But even
Nope,
even people
drink.
will offer me a drink and I'll say, I'm just not a big drinker, and just said instead of just saying no. I feel the need to kind of back that up with a little more information. I don't want, I don't want them to think I have my coin. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't know. I feel the need that I have to back it up with, I'm not a big drinker. And then I used to go, I'm no fun. And then I used to say, I'm a cheap date. I don't know. I just had to put other words in there. It was stupid.
Yes.
Just Carrie, it's okay that you're not drinking. Just say no, thank you. No apologies needed and move on.
I have no problem saying no, thank you. And I'm not, and here's the Brandon Thompson and me coming out. I'm nice about it, but I just say, no, thank you. And I close my mouth and I don't say anything else. And it is really hard for people that are on a healthy lifestyle path to go and to deal with those adult bullies. How about Carrie, us, I do not have kids, so I'm going to say it like this anyway, because it sounds better when I say it like this. How about we as parents?
Okay. Oh, we're going to get a letter about that one.
Feeling like we have to apologize because we put healthy boundaries on our kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I do notice that I have struggled. That's a really good point because I'll do things like, I don't, what did I say the other day? Anne-Marie, I don't want you watching that movie at that house. If you're going to watch that movie, you're not going over there again. And the parents are like, huh? And I did not explain. That's not acceptable in our house. But a lot of parents are like, well, so we don't believe in scary movies. And Sally had these nightmares and then she started peeing the bed. And so we were like, no scary movies. Just no. No. Us mothers are mama bears when it comes to our kids. We should have the same protectiveness over our own self as we do our children. And don't feel the need to apologize. Don't feel the need to be what you be. When my kids were little, my older kids will tell you, Christy, I did not let them jump on trampolines because I was a brand new ICU nurse. You laugh all you want, y'all. And I just saw so many neck and head injuries and I didn't want them in a wheelchair for the rest of their life. And so I didn't let them and they were just like mortified. I mean, their lives were just ruined because of this trampoline thing. And I may let the 10-year-old who's not grown jump on trampolines. I don't care anymore. I'm like, yeah, you're probably not going to get that hurt. Statistically, you're worse off driving to the store with their mom. So all I'm saying is I've grown up. But when they were little, I didn't care. I did not care who didn't agree with me. I didn't care. It was no trampolines. There's too many neck injuries. Yeah. Those poor children like to remind me of that. So I think we should feel that same passion about ourselves and our health journey and not feel the need to explain. People are like, you go to the gym every day. You have to go to the gym from 9 to 10. I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. I don't apologize. It's what I do. It is part of my health journey.
Another thing I don't apologize for is going to sleep early.
No,
and it's just a long running joke. I mean, we've been running Code Red for 4.5, almost 5 years. And like the way you guys all know it. And we know that sleep is the number one rule in weight loss and good health. And I am so protective of my sleep, no matter where I go, no matter what I do. Now, at the time of this recording, I'm going to be going to Carrie's house and helping her out with a few things while Brandon has back surgery. I'm not kidding when I tell you, I know exactly how long it takes for my sleeping pill to kick in. It takes 1 hour. I'm going to be taking my sleeping pill at the exact moment to where I can, like, I already have it planned out, and it's still 4 or 5 days away. Like, I already know exactly, I know what I'm going to do to protect my bedroom boundaries. I know where I'm sleeping. I know where my eye mask is. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to cut off my water at a certain time. Like, I'm serious, you guys. This is how, but boy, we feel like, and I don't care where I am, Carrie's house, mom's house, my cabin, traveling. And I got a whole group of people. We did the staff retreat up at Tamarack. And I was like, okay, good night. And I put myself right to bed on time.
Yeah.
But we don't do that. We don't do that to ourselves. We apologize for going to bed on time and quieting your house.
We really do. You guys, Christy's like our great grandpa, Pa Otto. He was this big old Swedish guy. He'd be like, well, I'm going to go to bed so these folks can go on home. Christy's just like that. Christy has a spirit of Pa Otto. She's like, well, I'm going to go to bed so you folks can go on home.
Yeah. I have such a, the other day I took Chris and Sybil's dog Slate. They have a beautiful 1 or 2 year old pit.
Yeah.
He's just the sweetest thing you've ever seen. And I said, can Slate join me and Annabelle on a walk? And they said, sure. And I said, listen, just unlock the door. I've got a leash. Let me get Slate and I'll just put him in the front door and close the door. There's no need for small talk. And I think Chris and Sybil really appreciate that about me, because there's nobody has to be strapped into small talk. Oh, hey, how you doing? Good. How are you? Good. How you feeling today? Oh, my legs are sore. How about you? Oh, I didn't sleep today. I can't stand the small
Have
talk.
fun with Slate. Say you be good for mommy.
Yeah. Like, I'm just going to, and I think that's really nice I don't know where I was going with that, but I just think cutting through the small talk and the excuses and all things that you don't even want to say. Why do we feel like we need to say them? Stop apologizing about your kids and your parenting. Stop apologizing about your health journey. Stop apologizing about your exercise routine. Stop apologizing about the fact that you want to Instacart the groceries because it's too tempting to go to the store.
I think that's perfectly fine. We want you as rebels to be confident in yourself. And don't devalue yourself by apologizing. That's what we really want for you.
I like that. Don't take yourself down a notch. Exactly.
Yep.
You're showing that you have no confidence. You're showing low self-confidence when you do that. Constantly apologizing for yourself. Long gone are the days. How about those people that don't apologize? How about you aspire to be a little more like that? And just be confident and just say no, and then don't say anything after that. Try that. It's uncomfortable. Let that silence hang. Don't be rude. Smile. Do the Barbie nickel. That simply won't do. And it's a little odd. I wonder if she still does that, sis. I don't know.
Probably.
Oh,
Christy, do you know that, have you guys ever been to see a provider that is maybe young, a medical provider, or new compared to someone who's been a doc for a long time? And this is mid-levels, PAs, NPs, I don't care. I've met a lot of them. And you walk in there and they're like, we're not going to do this. We're going to go ahead and do this. Now, trust me, Carrie Thompson might argue with him. But one time I went in and this gal was like, oh my God, like this is my first time prescribing antibiotics. I'm so sorry. Let me go look it up. And I was like, So just her apologizing did no good. And I remember the very first time I drew blood, this has been many, many years ago as a nursing student. The person introducing me said, this is Carrie. She's a nursing student. She's drawn blood many times and she's going to go ahead and draw yours. And I was like, what? No, I haven't. But I walked in there and I was like, hi. I didn't apologize. I didn't say I didn't know what I was doing. I faked it till I made it. And I drew the blood and I was fine. And it's just the idea is, I'm not saying we should lie, but be confident in yourself and don't devalue your skill set or yourself by feeling the need to fill the silence with apologies. And that's just our main takeaway today. It's not even that complicated.
Yeah. Don't fill the silence with apologies. It is just not necessary, you guys.
Nope.
There is there are sincere apologies when you are running late or when you forgot something, or you said something to hurt someone's feelings. You should apologize and absolutely mean it and don't do it again. But don't just flippantly, just no, stop. Guys,
be confident. Just be who you are. Be confident what you say in your decisions and let it speak for itself. It's okay if you don't have a wine seltzer at the party. It's fine. You be you. It's okay if you don't let your children, if you're overprotective and they aren't allowed to jump on trampolines. It's fine. Just be
it's the way you're
you.
parenting them. Absolutely. And start really believing that your weight loss journey and your health journey, it matters. It's like spirituality. So your relationship with God is number one. Number two is you. All right.
Absolutely.
And number three is your relationship with your partner. Number four, your kids, then your dog. That's the way Christy looks at it. But that your health needs to be at the very top of the priority list. And guys, it's just not, or you wouldn't apologize so much for it and feel so guilty all the time.
Yeah.
Stop that.
And I want to say one last thing, because I know you're getting ready to wrap it up, Christy, is that for me, it wasn't truly that I feel like a bad person or I was nervous. It was a habit. For me, it was a habit like this. Same habit. Same exact habit as chewing the skin on the inside of my cheek, or chewing my those of you that are listening, I'm chewing my nails. Same exact habit. And when it was brought to my attention, then I quit doing it. It was not a nervous thing for me. It was totally a speech habit, like almost like a stutter, I think sometimes.
Yeah. Wow. That's a good point. So we'd love for you guys to take a look at what you're apologizing for and see if you can break that habit. Yes. So guys, 10poundtakedown.com is the website to go to if you are wanting to join one of our monthly challenges. We would love to have you. We do have rolling monthly challenges even through Christmas. We don't take breaks because people need us. And have you looked around? 88% of this country is metabolically unwell, and that could be you. So join the 10-pound takedown challenge. Start getting on the road to hope and healing. Learn why we believe food holds the power to heal or poison. We would love to have you on the challenge. Number 10, POUND, takedown.com. Carrie, thank you so much for joining me. Guys, we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you're not subscribed already, please be sure to do that right now. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you could do me a quick favor and rate and review this podcast. That would be just so helpful. Speaking of health, let me know if I can help you. Go to coderedlifestyle.com, check out my programs, and see what we can do for you. Until next time, Rebel on.